Gemini, welcome to this full moon in Leo. I hope it finds you well as this lunar energy is hitting your third house. Oh, I should say ours, right? Because actually I'm a Taurus rising, but this is hitting my third house just like you, all right? So just a reminder, watch your rising sign and know that only your natal chart is going to tell you most accurately what house is being triggered, okay? But it's a general reading, and that being the case, it looks like for you, the third and ninth houses are really getting triggered during this time. Something about your beliefs or, are changing, and it might have to do with things going on with humanity out in the world. Maybe friend groups, colleagues are pushing you to change something about the way that you believe. And this might be happening as you are closing out a cycle of things that you have been communicating. Maybe also in your neighborhood, maybe having to do with neighbors, siblings might be relevant. When we're talking about 39 houses, we're talking about communication issues. We're talking about long versus short distance travel. So put it in that context. And I do see for some of you, it's a very spiritual tone as well, because some of you right now, maybe you're not seeing where the blessing is with Jupiter in your 12th house, or some of you, the blessing is in your spiritual work. Yet there's a lot of changes going on with beliefs and what you put your faith in. Okay, so let's see what the overarching energy is for Gemini. Gentle gardener. You're having to tend to something there, okay? And it might be, I'm hearing protege. I'm not sure why. And I'm getting a 2 right in that card. So something about your relationships with others, having to take care of something, to nurture something, to allow something. We'll get more on that card. I'm just going off of my intuition right now, but we'll get more from that card at the very end. We'll tie it all back together if you stick with me to the end. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this energy. At the foundation, you have 2 of Pentacles. So yes, for some of you, this is very much about 2 locations. Should I go over here? Should I go over there? There's also maybe a material element to this of, balancing out finances. But honestly, I feel, given the astrology, that this has a lot to do with locations, options. Some of you may have, already done some moving, or you're considering moving and you're having to adapt to making some changes, balancing things out in your life, maybe figuring out what you need to prioritize at this time in your life. And what you're having to release, it might be a new sexual union. It might be travel, yes. A new beginning in terms of, a creative new start, a creative project, something that you've been passionate about. And it might have to do with your career, like I said, or travel, or a relationship. And your power seems to be within a home and family dynamic, or trying to stabilize something. How you're going to get expansion might be from pulling back and holding back on something. Some of you may be being single, okay? But how you can live more from the heart during this time is probably to be more focused on security and stability matters, and work on trust. Okay, so I am getting that, again, there's something having to do with long distance travel. And for some of you, if it's not traveling, it might be reaching a global audience. If you have some kind of creative work out there, like I do, with communications, publishing, spiritual work, right? Maybe you're a reader like me, or you are a light worker like me, and you put your work out online. Okay, so there's something that maybe you are having to let go of in terms of wanting a new beginning with your work or travel. And I'm getting here that there's not been success with it. And think back to August 16th of last year, when we had that last full moon. Like, that's been a whole cycle that is supposed to complete, but I'm getting here. And again, you might have been traveling during that time, but it's something unfinished here, and you're having to kind of let it go, or something wasn't entirely the success that I'm hearing wah, wah, wah. Like, there was something, it might have involved a fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Some of you may be feeling that this was not entirely fulfilling, or there's something incomplete, that you didn't get the closure you wanted, or again, you're having trouble letting go of something that has in fact ended. It's like you're having to let go of something maybe having to do with family, okay? And coming together and reuniting and reconciling. And maybe you actually did over the last 6 months work on that. But perhaps that coming together has reached a point of expiration. Meeting up, reuniting maybe with a family member that's just come to some kind of, or even friends might be relevant here. It looks like there was some toxicity going on, yes, within a family that needed to be healed. And again, I'm almost getting that you're going to have to maybe walk away from this as spirit leads, and for each person that's going to be different. But I am getting that somebody really had their dreams stolen from them by some toxicity maybe going on within a family. So it's like the last 6 months you've been asked to work on this issue and to maybe disconnect and walk away from it. But again, as spirit leads, it might have to do with a Sagittarius or a Cancer or a Capricorn and healing those issues. Again, I'm getting some empowerment here in terms of you pulling back and reflecting on trust issues and give and take in relationships and building trust. And again, maybe Virgo, towards heavy on the Virgo, but also Capricorn, Taurus. Maybe you're at a stalemate on certain issues. Some of you may have reached a bit of a stalemate in terms of what can be given to make someone or something more secure. Some of you might have also hit a roadblock in terms of what kind of generosity you can realistically expect out of someone or something. Also, if anyone's giving you the silent treatment or making you feel like you're just being ghosted in some particular way, this may be a blockage where you're going to be forced to kind of just rely on your own inner guidance and do a bit of soul searching to figure out where the stability and security is, what's giving to that. And it looks like you need to make a decision. It might have to, a lot strong, decisive action here in terms of who you're going to partner with. Maybe a Gemini is relevant. Who is actually aligning with your values. The choice that you need to make in terms of that might be something having to do with your past, your childhood, your children, something that you're familiar with, but you have to make some kind of decisive action to go after strengthening that or worked on. You know, there might be an issue with something that's not at peace. Okay, somebody's not at peace, and it might be power dynamics within a relationship. And again, I'm getting security issues. You might be dealing with people who want to feel protected, want to have some sense of power in a relationship, and that's going to be necessary in order for there to be peace and a relationship free of conflict. It looks like, again, you're going to be looking into something, but you might be really self-conscious about it. Some people might be looking into you, and you might be self-conscious about that. Okay, I am getting a message here that perhaps the issue with getting closure is somebody took a chance that now they're paying a price for, and maybe somebody just took the easy way out, and no judgment. I mean, maybe they were going through issues that had been difficult for a long time, and they just couldn't, continue on. All right, I'm going to put that out there because I do see something about soul searching, and solitude is your way to getting expansion, because you're blocked by something with another person where you're at a stalemate in terms of security and stability issues. What you're being asked to release right now is frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Gentle Gardener card, this is about how your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create the reality that you're experiencing. And all that you are is reflected in the world of form, right? This 3D. So this is maybe becoming aware of your own thoughts and the quality of that thinking, and believing in the limitless possibility that is out there. And really having more of a belief in being your own person and being a conscious co-creator with another.